Heavy Black Heart, a story for you, Miss Heavy Black Heart. A young man met a girl who was his girlfriend at the university, and they developed a strong friendship that made them close to each other, and one day the young man surprised his colleague while she was sitting alone with signs of sadness. She controlled her facial expressions, so he asked her the reason behind this sadness that does not suit her as a beautiful girl. She said to him, "All my friends are connected to love stories, and there is no one left but me alone without someone in my life to exchange my sorrows and joys." The young man smiled at the reason for her sadness and said to her, "I have a good suggestion. I also count the only young man among the me friends who has no real love in his life. What do you think of a crazy idea that we have fun in front of our colleagues?" The girl said, "What?" He said, "We announce our engagement in front of our colleagues for only 30 days. During that period we pretend that we are lovers in front of everyone." The girl sighed a little and then said, "Then we won't lose anything." 30-day love story. The young man and the girl went out together on the first day of the agreement, and began to act that they were really lovers. They entered the hall together cinema to watch a romantic movie. As for the second day, they chose the seaside for a picnic. They had the happiest laughs in this place, so that those times would be one of the best times of their lives together. Live every moment of you together and do not separate, and try to search for happiness every day. Then the clairvoyant was silent for a moment and his eyes watered, and he looked at them with pity and went away without uttering another word. Change the course of the game, and on the 29th, at 11:30 in the evening, they met in a cafe to see what they would do next. A minute and the young man asked permission to bring something from outside. He went about a quarter of an hour late, and anxiety began to creep into the girl's heart, and suddenly a strange man appeared. On his face signs of panic, heading to the table that was sitting. The girl is on her while he is panting from fatigue, so he says to her, "The young man who entered with you a while ago was in an accident while he was leaving here, and we transferred him to the hospital, but his condition is very serious." The girl could not control her nerves and ran to the hospital crying, and if she found the doctor coming out of intensive care room, holding juice and an answer in his hand. That was at 11:57 p.m. The doctor said to her, "Miss, we found these things with him when he was taken away. The content of the message and the death of the young man." The girl took the answer from the doctor and began to read it. "I got very close to you during the last period, to discover the nobility of your morals, the tenderness and the beauty of your feelings. At first he couldn't find a name for what turns me inside towards you, but after the happy days between you he found out that I fell in love with you without warning. I fell in love with everything about you, your features and your smile. I got used to hearing your voice daily. You became an essential part of my life in the few days that no one will be able to forget your details and the events of the 30 days. I wanted to give you this message to tell you before the game ends, that I love you and I hope that you will reciprocate the same feeling. Your love for the last day of my life." Tears streamed from the girl's eyes as she read those words, and she ran to the intensive care room and ran to the intensive care unit. She screams, "I love you too. I wish so much that the 30 days of being with you would never end. I wish that we could be together forever." But the time was late and the clock struck 12, and the young man's heart began to beat with the ticking of the clock to die. Was the video helpful? We meet with a new hope.